Baby, the judgment of others allows you to not deal with your stuff. Okay. So the reason why other people's opinions of you do not matter is because it's totally subjective to how they see things. It's subjective to what they see through their lens. So if they're constantly negative and they're in the victim state of it's everybody else, I'm here because of this, I'm here because of that, and all of these things happen, they're going to see everything through this lens. Everything is going to look dirty. Everything is going to look at it from that perspective. So the judgment of somebody else is easier than having to look inward and accept the fact that it is your responsibility to heal you. It is not mom's responsibility after she did a nightmare of a mothering job growing up to sit there and make it right for you. I know you want it to be because it's easier to blame somebody else. I understand. I lived there. I lived there for a long time, and it's not a fun place to live. I don't recommend the block. Okay. You have to realize that when you're going into that victim state and that woe is me state, you're going to give so much power to another human being that says, if you don't apologize or if you don't show up differently, then I can't be good. You don't need the apology to heal. I will say it 100 times. You do not need the apology to heal. Now, you may say, like I said before, you want the apology to have a relationship. That's fine. Okay. But you have to keep in mind that when somebody judges, now this I'm talking about you. If you're sitting in judgment, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Why are you in their business? Why are you worrying about what they do? Why are you worrying about, listen, if something does not align with you, stop doing it. Stop being around those people. We still wish love and light. Because to you, you're right. To them, they're right. If you two are going to constantly keep like, I'm right, see my side, nothing is going to get done. All right? It is emotional maturity to say, oh, okay, that really doesn't work for me, but it's not my place to judge them. It's not your place to come in, like an example of that. Like I'm going to get Botox for my mentalis, and of course I might as well get some up here, but it's literally a medical issue. See those little pebble chin? If you have pebble chin, I don't care so much about the look, but it's very, very tight without my Botox. And it's literally a medical thing. And while I'm in there, a little cosmetic too. But here's the thing with that. If you were like, well, I don't think Botox is good. I didn't ask your opinion. I didn't ask for your permission. I'm not asking you to pay for it. Right? So people are going to feel entitled to just throw now you could say, I would never do that. Then don't. You don't need to project that onto me unless I ask you. Right? But a person will judge it because they want to be right. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. That doesn't mean I'm going to listen to you. It doesn't mean I even value what it is that you're saying about it, right? I know why I do it. It's all that matters to me. That's because I'm solid. See, you start to judge others when you don't own your stuff. You're not going through your healing. You're not letting go of things. You're not processing some forgiveness. You're not processing where you are. You're not doing your 5 journals. You're still waiting for this magic solution to come in to just make you feel good. Like all of these things kind of go into a row. Okay. And so this is why you have to be clear in it, because if you catch yourself judging, why would this person do this? Why would this person do that? Stop asking the why. It's really not your business. It's really not your business, because they can do whatever they want to do. And if it serves you, great. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. You can be sad. Absolutely. Have your opinions, have your emotions. That's the beautiful thing. You're allowed them. What you're not allowed to do is go projecting it and throwing it and having a level of Karenicity, which is like being a Karen, complaining about everything. I need to see your manager. Calm down, because you got to be careful of that, because your judgment will go into a little bit of entitlement, which you're entitled to nothing. And so this is what you have to be clear in, because that's the part that's going to help you check yourself. And instead of going, well, look at this person and look at that person, take a pause, look in the mirror and go, what am I avoiding within myself? Because it is so much easier to point fingers and go, they're stupid, they suck, why are they doing this? It's real easy to do that, because then you go and got to deal with all this. You got to deal with all this stuff that's in your head. And it's easier to blame other people instead of taking ownership for yourself. And that's the part, is you have to get clear in that so you can be in understanding and go introspectively of your judginess. Because by the way, no one really cares what you think about them. I mean, if you're in people pleasing mode and you're not I'm saying, when I say people, I mean, When people are solid, when they are good with self-esteem, your judgment means nothing to them. Now, if they ask your opinion, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What's your feedback on that? Well, I'm asking you, I'm opening up the door. What I don't care about is if you're going, well, I don't know, I wouldn't do that. You shouldn't do it. Not my problem, baby. That is not my circus, not my monkeys. And this is where you got to get good with it, because you can't ever worry about somebody else's judgment. You're going to get judged regardless of what you do. You could have world peace. You could get millions of dollars in everybody's account. There will be someone who will naysay it. Why didn't you do it sooner? Oh, is that enough? Why couldn't you do it before? Like, there's going to be a whole thing. There are some people that regardless of how many times you do or behave a certain way, it's just not quite good enough. And then stop thinking that you're not good enough. That's their stuff to process. That's their comfort level. Because they are not in a space of healing of themselves, it's easier to be like, well, it's your fault. I know you know these people. And it might have been you might be those people. I was in my teens and early 20s. Oh my God, I was totally this person. Well, this wouldn't happen. And this wouldn't happen. Why would this person do this? And why would this? Oh my God, what a nightmare. Because I wasn't solid. When you're solid, you won't do judgment. You don't. People go, oh, it's natural. I don't judge people. I will look at the behavior. I will look at what's happening and go, that doesn't align with me. You could be anybody. You could be a son. You could be a stranger. I don't care about who the person is, even if I'm super duper close to them or not close at all. I look at the behavior. If the behavior and the actions do not align with what is good for me, I don't need to know your why. I don't need to try to change it. You didn't ask for my opinion. If you ask for my opinion, we can talk about it, but I'm still not going to be like, well, I don't think you should do this because of this. And I don't think you should do that because of this. Sorry, there's a bee that was trying to get in here and I just shut the door and he almost came in. Ha ha, you missed. But that's the imperative piece of it. So you got to check yourself when you sit in judgment and go, well, why would my mom do this? Your mom doesn't need to tell you. What you need to ask yourself is, why do you keep thinking something's going to be different? If a person keeps repeating or a situation keeps repeating the same pattern and you keep going up and thinking it's going to be different, that's the definition of insanity. I've said this before. I didn't create the definition. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Be in acceptance of not what you want somebody to be, not what you want a situation to be. Accept it for what it is, not how you want it. Goes into emotional maturity, goes into self-esteem, goes into acceptance, goes into radical acceptance. There's a lot that it comes with. So the next time you find yourself sitting in judgment of why this and why that, you are not the judge and jury for them. And yes, even your adult children. Yes, even all of these people around you, your parents, your spouse. You're not their keeper. That's something you got to get clear in, because the more you try to control the narrative, the more you push people away. If every single time you do something, somebody is there to say, well, you should do this different. Well, you should do that. And they're just doing this without you even saying it. There's going to come a point in time where you're just going to stop even talking to them. And that's what you'll need to do. And then let them get their feelings hurt. Let them do all that. You're too concentrated on, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Guess what? They're overstepping your boundaries left and right. Because A, you're not keeping a boundary, number one. And number two is you're allowing them to still have access to you. Forgiveness, yes. Permission to have access? No, not always. But you got to get clear in that. People should not have to change for you. You don't have to understand their why, because if you say you want to know their why to understand them better, you want to know that so you can feel comfortable with understanding it. But then they might give you a reason that you don't understand, which means you're going to take that goalpost, move that back and go, well, wait, I still don't understand. Well, you don't have to. Why would somebody's action? Does it align with what your goals are? Does it align with who you are? Does it align with your... Great. If it doesn't, then you distance from it. You don't overanalyze the why. Stop with the judgment. If you don't like something, you don't have to rock with something. I say that all the time, especially in anything on social media. You'll see people I just don't leave negative comments for anybody. A, I know how hard it is being a creator, number one. And B, if I don't like something or it doesn't align with me, I just keep it moving. I don't feel entitled to be like, oh my God, this is terrible. I don't need that. You know, and honestly, I just block them, like block like a profession. It doesn't, you're welcome to have an opinion, just you're not welcome to just dump it on my computer. You know what I mean? On my stuff. So I want you to be clear in that. So next time you catch yourself sitting in a judgmental perspective, go, oh, what am I avoiding about myself? Why do I care if they do it? Why do I need them to do it? That's the deeper root. It's always going to be about getting to the deeper root.